So here are my materials. I've got a cardboard, and that's what I'm going to use for the stencil. I've got my little bell. I drew it on the outside because I wanted it a little bit bigger. We're going to end up cutting it in half. I've got two different kinds of glue. It's just your preference. If you prefer a little bit messy or if you prefer a little bit stickier, you can go either way. I've got glitter for those glitter fans, a pen, and a retired book from the library. This has not been used in 10 years, so if you're sad, it's okay, it's done its job, and we are ready to give it another use. Our first step is going to be to cut out our bell. We're only going to end up using half of it, so if you want to go ahead and fold it in half and use that as your outline, that'll work just as well. Okay, so I've got half of it, and what I'm going to do then is I have a straight line right here. So I'm going to use that for cutting my bell in half. I'm going to get the marker, and I guess I'll get as close to the top as I can. And just go ahead and trace the outline. I like to use these fatter markers just because if I mess up a little bit, I've got a big outline. Okay, so then we're going to cut that out. Alright, so now I've got my half bell cut out. So with this book, we're not going to use the cover. I prefer to use the parts with the words. If you kind of use these, your ornament's going to look a little bland. So I kind of prefer to go to the middle of the book. And you can kind of see where the spine is on the inside or the threading. And I know it hurts, but we'll just pull out about 10 pages. I think I've got about 10. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so here's my 10 pages. What we're going to do next is fold each of them. And depending on how big your ornament is, you can fold it like a hot dog or you can fold it like a hamburger. This bell happens to fit perfectly if I fold it like a hot dog. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to all the pages. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is trace my bell. And maybe this marker is a little bit big, so I'm going to use a smaller marker for this part. So we're going to trace over, or trace around the bell. I'm going to do it one time and then we'll speed up the video so that we can go a little bit quicker on that instruction. So here's one. And then we cut it out. And we've got our bell. So now that I've got my pages cut out, I'm going to take one side, and this is where you might want to have a little bit of a tablecloth or a cover because it's going to get glittery. So what we'll do is you're only going to put glue on one side because when we do put them together, they're going to match the back sides together, and that's how we're going to keep them together and create that little circular ornament. So what we'll do is you get your preference, either your glue stick or your glue bottle, and you're going to glue at the bottom. And glitter. So I'm going to do 5 blue and 5 green. And then when I put them together, I will alternate between the blue and the green. So one thing I forgot to mention was the need for a paper clip. If you have a paper clip, that's going to be our hook to hang on the tree. So I've got my paper clip, and what I'm going to do is unfold it partially and sort of make a kind of hook on it, and then leave this other side sort of dangling so that I can push it through whenever I've assembled my ornament. So what we're going to do now is take one side, the unglittered side, and this time I'm going to use my liquid gel just because I think it'll stick better. So once your glitter is dry, you're going to lay it flat, glue one side, and I'm going to use the green and only glue it onto half of it, so it kind of ends up looking like 3 sides. And so we'll fold that in half, and then we'll get blue. So now I've got blue, green, blue, and we'll do half of that again. And you're just going to continue all the way until you finish. And so for one half we're going to do 5, and then for the other half we're going to do 5. And once we finish with those 5, we will put them all together. So now that my pieces are dry, we are going to glue them together. But before that, you're going to take your paperclip piece, and on one side only, you can hook it through so that it's going to be hanging. So whenever I glue my pieces together, there will be kind of a space right here that might kind of push out whenever you glue them, but that's okay, no worries. So I've got my clear glue. I don't want it to seep out of the side, so I'm being a little cautious on the amount that I put, and then we're just going to flatten it. Kind of push it together. Some of my glitter's coming off. It's okay. And now we've got our sparkly book ornament. So in this kit, there's also an orb ornament that you can take the scraps of the book and Mod Podge or decoupage over the ornament. So be sure to have both of them and enjoy your ornaments.